Hey guys, today we're going to be doing a comparison between some of the most popular and premium price EDC bags that are currently on the market. We seem to be living in a bit of a golden age of backpacks. There's so many awesome options coming from a variety of companies. They have tons of different features, materials, aesthetics, and they offer a lot of versatility. Bags nowadays are not only for your day-to-day use, but also for minimal travel. The bags that I'm featuring in this video have been some of the ones that I've seen in a lot of blogs across many different YouTube channels. They're very popular options, and they all come in at over $200, some of them over $300, so it's a big investment. And if you're interested in one of these bags, it can be tough to decide which one might be best for you. So hopefully this video can provide a little bit of clarity on the similarities and differences and help you decide which one is going to work best. Before jumping in, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing, as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. First on the list is the Black Ember Citadel R2 Minimal. And this is a bag that's been around for a while. They also offer a modular version of this, which has attachment points that you can configure with a variety of accessories that Black Ember sells. You can also configure things like the handles, the straps, so it's a very versatile bag. The weather resistance on this is second to none. It just feels like no matter how hard of a rainstorm you get caught in, everything on the inside is going to be well protected. The aesthetic on this is interesting to me. It's almost like a blend between an Air and an Evergoods bag, so it has a modern techie vibe, but still pretty minimal, particularly this version that I have here. It's comfortable. It comes in at 25 liters, so it's in that nice size range where you can use this for day-to-day, but also for a quick trip. It has a clamshell style opening. On the inside, it also includes a decent amount of organization, very well protected laptop pocket, and so it just kind of checks off all the bases for what you would want out of a durable and premium EDC bag. And if, again, weather resistance is top priority, then this is going to be one of the best options to keep in mind. Up next, we have the Evergoods CPL24, which is one of the most popular bags on the market today, and with good reason. It has a fantastic minimal aesthetic that works well whether you're taking this into the city or exploring the outdoors, going on a hike. It just looks very plain. It's going to blend in nicely. The materials used here are high quality. You have a 500D Cordura on the exterior, YKK zippers. It has a 24-liter capacity, which is one of my favorite sizes, as it's very comfortable to use for your day-to-day, but can hold a packing cube and just, a toiletry bag and something like that for a quick trip. It has some nice handles that make it easy to carry the bag and also access all the variety of organizational options that it has. It blends a minimal but versatile organizational layout in a very good way. So it has a few pockets on the inside, an exterior quick access pocket. Everything is volume independent, so you can make good use of each of the compartments without having to worry about how you organize everything. It has a well protected laptop compartment that's suspended. The harness system on the Evergoods bags is very popular. The straps are comfortable. It has this kind of contoured shape, which really feels nicely as you're wearing this for a longer period of time. As far as the back paneling on the Evergoods bag, this is still an area that's kind of a weak point in my opinion. These will build up a lot of moisture while you're walking around, which I'm not a huge fan of. Another issue with the Evergoods bags is that the material does attract a lot of fur and lint. I have a dog, and so I'm constantly having to clean this up. So that's something that you'll want to keep in mind, and compared to some of the other bags on the list. I know that they just recently released an X-Pack version of this bag, which is fantastic, but very expensive. This one is already pricey, coming in at around $240 or $260, something like that. And I don't think you can get the X-Pack version anymore. That was a limited run, but this original version is going to be fantastic for anybody who's looking for a simple bag that's going to be with you for a very long time. Up next, we have the Goruck GR1, which I've talked about a ton on the channel. I've featured it in many videos. I've done a few in-depth videos on this bag, as I've had it for many years now. I always like to kind of show how it's holding up, because one of the biggest questions with Goruck, given their higher price point, is it worth the price? And as far as reliability and durability, this bag has held up incredibly well. I not only use this for my day-to-day and for quick trips, but I also use it for rucking. I put metallic plates in here, and the bag is held up well. It's still actually breaking in, which is crazy how rugged the 1000D Cordura is. I know they sell some of these bags in a 500D now. I haven't tried those out just yet, but I've heard good things. And the GR1 is offered in a 21 liter size and a 26 liter size. I've always had the 21 liter, as to me that's just a really great minimal everyday carry bag size. It holds everything that I need, especially with its simpler clamshell style layout. You can fit quite a lot into the main compartment. Now this is a bag that's going to be great for people who don't like to have a lot of extraneous pockets. If you prefer to have extra flexibility with how you organize all of your stuff, maybe you have pouches or things that you like to attach with carabiners. You know, this has MOLLE webbing on the inside and around the outside, so you do have some ability to configure it. Other than that, you just have one quick access pocket, a laptop compartment that is suspended and offers a lot of protection. The bag is pretty comfortable. As much as I love the GR1, it's not, to me, one of the most comfortable bags on this list. I'll mention a few of those later on. These straps, as I mentioned, take a long time to break in, and it's pretty abrasive material. It doesn't have the same breathability that you will find on some of those other bags, but you know, these bags are meant to take a beating. They're meant to be used in challenges and to go into really kind of rough environments, so it kind of makes sense. And you know, there's a lot of different versions of these coming out, but to me, this original GR1 21 liter is still one of my favorites. I love the aesthetic, and if you're looking for a simple bag that is now being made in the USA again and that's going to be with you for a very long time to come, then this is going to be a fantastic option to take a look at. The next few bags on this list are what I would call almost overachievers, as they try to fill in some of the gaps that are left on the Evergoods CPL24 and the Goruck GR1 while still providing the same sort of vibe. And so what I have here is the triple Aught design Axiom 24 pack, which is a fantastic EDC bag. It's very popular. It can actually be kind of hard to get due to its popularity and the limited quantities that they're produced in. This is made in the USA. And this bag just kind of checks off so many of the boxes for what I would be looking for out of an ideal backpack. It has a 24 liter capacity, similar to the CPL24, so it gives you just that extra bit of space without becoming too big. It has an X-Pack exterior, which offers a ton of weather resistance. That's going to be more weather resistant, in my opinion, than the Goruck and the Evergoods backpack. Probably about the same level of weather resistance, maybe just a little bit less than the black Ember Citadel, which we saw in the beginning, but it's just a fantastic material that's also pretty lightweight, aqua-guarded YKK zippers. And the organizational layout on this is great. They provide a lot of different pockets. So if the Evergoods backpack and the GR1 are just a little bit too minimal, if you like everything to have kind of its own spot and you still want a clamshell style opening, this bag fits that bill very well. Another area where this excels over both of those bags, in my opinion, is in the harness system. It has padding on the shoulders and back tooling that's very soft. The padding is elevated, so it provides a lot of breathability. There's mesh, so it's definitely the type of harness system that I prefer to use. It may not be the best for everybody, but for me, I really like it. It has a side access laptop compartment as well. It's not quite as protective maybe as the Evergoods and GR1 bags, but it still does a good job. You can get in and out quickly. And this one is also gonna offer a lot of quick access points. I love this zippered pocket at the bottom, so you can reach in and grab something, you know, without taking your bag all the way off. It doesn't have external water bottle pockets, which is a big ask that a lot of people have of their EDC bags, but it does have side pockets that can kind of work like water bottle pockets. They give you enough volume. They do take up some space from the inside, but again, just kind of providing as much organization as most people will need. You can also combine this with accessories that are sold by Triple Aught Design. And this is gonna be one of the priciest bags on the list at around $365. But if you have the budget and you're looking for something that's gonna offer a ton of durability and the most flexibility with how you can organize stuff, this is gonna be a fantastic option to take a look at. Another overachiever on this list is the Alpha 19 Evade 1.5 Fold. This is a feature-packed backpack. It can do so much and it does it really well. One thing I wanted to call out about the version that I have here is this is the Stealth Cobra collaboration that they did with Carryology. This bag is no longer available on their site. You have to try to find it through the secondhand market, but the normal Evade 1.5 Fold that's offered in a variety of different materials is still a fantastic EDC option. It's one of the most popular bags in the EDC community. It won Carryology's Best Backpack Award, Best EDC Backpack or something like that. So, you know, it's got a lot of hype, and after using it for a while, I can definitely understand why. It is 24 liters in capacity, 24, 25. It feels a little bit bigger than that to me. That's one of the knocks against the bag, in my opinion, is that it carries more like a travel backpack almost, but it can hold a ton of stuff. It has a clamshell style opening, and really impressive organizational layout. It has tons of pocketing for everything that you might need, a well-protected laptop compartment. The organization is also very modular, so you have Velcro panels all around the bag, you have webbing on the inside, you have D-rings, you can take out the organizational panel on the front and move it around, or you can really configure the bag to however you want to use it. Also, if you're somebody who has a concealed carry weapon that you want to carry with you at any given time, the bag has options for, including those type of accessories as well. Quick access pockets on the side. So just all the pockets that you can imagine. External water bottle pockets, which is becoming more and more rare nowadays for some reason. The bag can also stand up fairly well on its own, depending on how it's loaded out. As you can see, it's a pretty wide bag, which always helps with that a bit. If you want to see some of my additional thoughts, I've included the review that I did for this in the description below. I went really in depth into all the organization and my thoughts on the Evade 1.5 in general. The harness system on this is fantastic. Like the Axiom 24 pack, this is definitely my style of harness system. It has mesh on the panels, very thick shoulder straps, very elevated back panel to give you that airflow while you're walking around. It has a luggage pass-through, which not all the bags on this list have, and it's something that I don't use often, but is still nice to have included. And I like the laptop compartment. It's not suspended. It does have padding on the bottom, but it's not a false bottom, which I normally prefer a little bit more. Not a huge knock though for how much padding is included in the bag. So it just covers everything super well. Of all the bags that we've looked at, this one is gonna be perfect for somebody who needs all of the things included in a bag. Probably the biggest knock for me, in addition to the fact that it's a little bit big for its 24-liter size, is that it's heavy. It comes in at over 4 pounds, so it's one of the heaviest bags on the list. It doesn't feel that bad because the harness system is so comfortable, but that's something you want to keep in mind. Also, the aesthetic of the bag is not my favorite. It's not quite as sleek or minimal as some of the other bags, like the Axiom 24 pack is going to be much slimmer than this and just really hug my back well. And I like the more minimal aesthetic of the CPL24, but that's personal preference. And if you don't care as much about the look and more about the function, not to say that this is a bad bag, but just for my personal preference, then for most people, this is going to be one of the most versatile and durable bags that you can check out. And then to wrap up the list, I have a few larger options that definitely start to kind of skirt that line between being maybe too big for EDC, but I wanted to include them as they're very versatile bags. And if you have to carry a little bit more on your day-to-day, or you have a larger frame, then these are going to be good options to still consider that come in kind of in this above $200 price range. So the first of these is the Air Travel Pack 2 Small, which comes in at 28 liters. This has been one of my favorite minimal travel bags. This is a little bit bigger than I would normally like to carry with me, but it's not overwhelming by any means. Air always does a good job of just keeping their bags really sleek. They have that minimal kind of techie aesthetic. And I like the ballistic nylon exterior that offers great weather resistance, YKK zippers, and Air usually just offers a great price point for many of my favorite bags of theirs. They come in at under $200. The Travel Pack 2 Small is one of those. It comes in at around $200, maybe a little bit more. They also have their normal Travel Pack 2, which comes in at 33 liters, but is actually still surprisingly useful as an EDC bag. And the pocket layout on this is fantastic. There's a lot of different options for everything that you might need. Laptop compartment. You have a lot of small kind of admin pockets for your tech items if you have dongles and chargers and a mouse. And then this has a clamshell style opening as well, which is going to make it great for easy packing, but also for accessing your stuff on your day-to-day. It has a separate shoe compartment, which a lot of the other bags on this list don't have. Some people don't like to use that. I prefer to have it, particularly for storing dirty clothes or anything that's a little bit wet. The harness system on Air's bags has always been one that I really like. It compares nicely to the harness system on the Axiom 24 pack and the Evade. It has that same kind of foam and meshy material elevation on the back panel. I actually prefer the harness system on this a little bit just because it doesn't have all of the additional straps. The load lifters can be nice if you are very particular about how a bag sits on your shoulders. I'm not quite as picky, so I prefer to have the cleaner look and maybe some of the savings on the weight of the strap. So really nice harness system here, very comfortable. I love the aesthetic, and if you're looking for a solid bag in the 28 liter range that's going to open clamshell style, so it's going to give you a little bit more space than some of the other ones that we've mentioned on this list, then I definitely recommend checking this one out. Another bag in this slightly higher size range is the Bihn Synik 30, which is one of the most popular one bag travel options on the market. And it has one of my favorite organizational layouts. I'd heard for years about Tom Bihn's organizational prowess, but it wasn't until I started using the bags that I truly understood what all of the hype was about. There's just so many great pockets all throughout. Like the Evergoods backpack, they're leader independent, so you can really take full advantage of all of them without having to compromise on how you organize your stuff. The Synik 30 had been updated from the Synapse 25 to include a clamshell style opening, which is what makes it kind of similar to many of the other bags on this list, so it works great for packing your stuff. It has a laptop compartment, but it's definitely one of the less protective of the ones on this list. That's an area where I'd still probably prefer to use a padded laptop sleeve if I was using this to carry my device. It just doesn't offer quite as much protection as the other ones, so that's something that you want to keep in mind. Also, the aesthetics on this are definitely not as minimal as many of the other bags featured on this list. This is a very functional kind of dad bag vibe. I've heard Chase Reeves call it that. I always think that's kind of funny. And it's very true. This is definitely more focused on providing all the functionality and access that you need as opposed to maintaining a minimal exterior, which is fine. It really makes the bag a joy to use. It has a pretty comfortable harness system. I know people love the edgeless straps that Tom Bihn has been using. I find them comfortable, but I still prefer the harness system on the Travel Pack 2 Small and the Axiom 24 pack, the Evade 1.5. That's just kind of more my style. I really like the meshy material, which this one doesn't have. This back paneling is pretty comfortable, but again, it doesn't have the same level of ventilation as those other bags that I mentioned, but comfortable all around. And as far as how this compares to the others, I would say if you have a little bit of a higher budget, this comes in at close to $300, and you prefer a bag that's going to give you as many pockets as you could possibly ever want to use, and also provide you an awesome ecosystem of accessories. That's something I almost forgot to mention, is Tom Bihn has so many pouches that pair with these bags to take their organization to a completely new level. So if you like to tinker with pouches, you like to have a lot of modular organization and just plenty of pockets to kind of disperse all your stuff, then this is going to be one of the best options that you can take a look at. And then the last bag that we have on the list is the Able Carry Max, and this is one of the newest bags to come out that's kind of in this type of category, above $200, clamshell style opening. This is going to be a 30-liter bag, so it's a little bit bigger than some of the other bags on this list, and maybe a little bit too big for EDC. At least for me, it's bigger than what I normally like to use. I've used this mostly for traveling, but it's not overwhelming if I needed to use it, to just carry some of my stuff on a trip if I don't want to take an extra bag. And it's just such a well done bag. It has a nice X-Pack exterior, similar to the one that we saw on the Axiom 24 pack, so it's gonna offer good weather resistance and keep things pretty lightweight. YKK zippers. I really like the harness system on this. Able Carry always does a great job with their harnesses. The straps are well padded. The padding on the back is elevated to give you an air channel. It has a luggage pass-through, which I don't use as much, but it's nice to have it just in case. You have plenty of organization, laptop compartment that's suspended, little quick access pockets all throughout. It doesn't have your traditional kind of exterior water bottle pocket, but the way that they've implemented the water bottle pocket is really interesting. It can hold a very large bottle, but then you can close it up if you just want to use it as a normal pocket, which is always really nice. And again, at 30 liters, this is much more in the travel bag category than some of the other bags on this list. But if you have a little bit of a larger frame or you carry extra stuff, this could still be a fantastic option. As far as the aesthetic, I really like the minimal techie vibe. It kind of blends the aesthetics of all of the bags that I like. So it has a lot of attachment points and webbing, which reminds me a little bit of the Goruck and triple Aught design bags. It's sort of minimal, kind of like an Evergoods or an airbag. So a very nice exterior. I love this black coloring. It's offered in a few different colors. And if you're looking for a solid travel bag that can be used as an EDC backpack, that's going to compare well to the other options on this list, then I definitely recommend you give this one a chance. And so that's it. That's my comparison of some of the most popular EDC bags that are currently on the market. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and this is by no means an exhaustive list. These are just some of the more premium priced bags that also have been getting a lot of hype recently, but there's a lot of other fantastic options that I didn't mention in this list. I'll probably be featuring them in future videos. But if there's any options that you think I left out, or you have questions on the bags that I included in this video, as always, please let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this style of video and you'd be curious to see some of the other roundups that I've done, I definitely recommend checking out the minimal EDC bag showdown that I did that included top-loading bags such as the CHZ22 from Evergoods, the Bellroy Classic Backpack, and the Able Carry Daily Backpack. You know, that one compared the similarities and differences among those bags if you're somebody who doesn't want a clamshell style opening, but still something just really durable and minimal. I also recommend checking out the roundup videos that I've done for my favorite bags coming in at under $100. If you're on the other end of the price spectrum, you don't really need a bag that's gonna last you for your entire life and you just want something durable at a more affordable price point, that has some fantastic options. And then I've also done a roundup video of many of my favorite travel bags, my favorite expandable bags if you need something that's gonna work, you know, well for daily carry, but that's gonna give you a little bit more capacity for traveling. I definitely recommend you check that one out as well. I'll include links in the description below to everything that I've mentioned. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you all thought about this video and the bags that I featured. Let me know which one is your favorite, which one is the king of the premium EDC bags. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give us a like. And if you haven't already, subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.